Welcome to Konoha Crush, a clandestine effort to exhaustively research and document events occurring in and around the village hidden in the leaves. I'm Luca.
I'm Cam. Hey.
Hey, hi, welcome.
Hi.
It's like a brand new combo on the podcast here.
Yeah, it's a brand new combo.
Yeah, never before seen team up. I can say this very confidently.
Yep.
I don't know. This is not I don't know if this means anything to anybody who listens to this goddamn thing.
No, I don't know. Like they're either in on it or they're like very confused why we introduce ourselves as different names every week.
Right? Yeah. If you know, well, hey, you probably good job either figuring that out or knowing us. And if you don't know, don't worry about it.
I don't know. It's fine.
It's fine. You don't have to be secret about it. I don't know. I think we've talked about being plural on this goddamn podcast before.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about being plural on this goddamn podcast before, right? Like, I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not like anything we're hiding, especially on this goddamn podcast where we introduce ourselves. Yeah.
Using different names every time.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. But yeah, hey, how's it been? How have you been since we last recorded? Do you have anything you want to talk about this time?
I don't know. Not really, I guess.
Okay.
It's been too long to know what to say, right?
Right. Where it's like, yeah, probably I've done some things, but I don't know if I've done you know, you don't know what to draw on. You don't know what the most immediately relevant or substantial things to say are or whatever, right?
Right. I didn't do anything and then think, oh, this should be a thing that I talk about on the podcast later. And you know, I don't know. I've just been living my fucking life, and sometimes, you know, I don't remember that so well.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I have been watching the new Bang Dream anime. I watched a little bit of that with you, and you know, it didn't seem to have its legs the same way it got me. But you know, I've been carrying forward with that. I've been having a good time with that. You know, Bang Dream, it's my go. You know, introducing a new a new group of girls to the Bang Dream fictional universe who are more fucked up than ever before. You know, it's I don't want to oversell it or whatever. I see people talking about it in a way that makes me wonder if there's some shit a little further on than I am in, where the girls just really get fucked up. But you know, it's definitely at a higher level of dramatic tension than average for the Bang Dream stuff, which is nice because I mean I can settle into the pretty low stakes, you know, low tension Bang Dream stuff pretty well. But sometimes you want something a little more juicier, and this is delivering on that, right? It's just
sure. I mean, do you want to talk about specifics? What makes it juicier? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, so I think the thing that winds up being really interesting is the way you get a lot of these here are the beats of the girls forming a band and having their first concert together over, but suffused with the way that all of these girls have these really conflicting intentions out of what they want from the band that feel they're basically inevitably going to explode. Right, you've got three girls who used to be in a different band together that fell apart. You've got a new girl who showed up and was I want to be in a band so I can be at the center of it and make sure everybody likes me the most. You just kind of waiting into this fucking hotbed of drama about to explode with you know, very little care for what's going on. There ends up being this really interesting web of drama around here's the characters who are in the previous band, where there's the one girl who's this got the one girl who's this very very autistic coded doesn't know how to talk to people very well, but you know has you know in the previous band somebody was oh the things writing it up with good lyrics, you could really connect people with this, and you know she threw herself into that and the band fell apart and it was really rough for her, but then you know, she gradually gets encouraged to go into this new band, and is okay, well maybe it's gonna be good for me, but it's also the sense of oh, she's immediately putting a lot of herself into whether or not this succeeds again. She's immediately oh hey, can we right now before anything goes wrong promise to be in this band forever, just in case can we get a lifetime commitment for all of us here. You've got you got the two other girls from the that are from the previous band. One of them is one of them seems she's kind of showing up to protect the very you know, kind of awkward autistic girl, be hey, I need to make sure this doesn't go bad for you, but isn't really communicating with her at all, right? So you've got the sense of oh, this girl's really overprotective, and like trying to like make sure like nothing goes wrong, but in a way that doesn't really like account for the actual like feelings at play. And you've got the other girl who's like seems like she's just kind of trying to like maneuver things back, like, hey, if we do good enough at this band, we can bring the old band back together, and we can just like take out all these new bitches who showed up. And so there's just this like growing tension as like each like each moment of like, oh, we like wrote our first song together, or like we're like having our like first rehearsals together, like gets suffused with this sense of like there's like building undercurrent like of like miscommunication, like clashing expectations that is like really interesting. Which has been nice. Which has been like, I don't know. I've been having a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, definitely a lot of like bang dream caveats apply, and that it's like like just kind of like for the most part serviceable at best CG anime. There's definitely like I feel like several years into the Bang Dream project, like the house style is like kind of showing its cracks, and like basically no girl ever shows up without like looking kind of like a vague combination of other girls, because they're not like adventurous enough with their design elements a lot of the time to really like make those character designs stand out. But like, I think the writing there is like really doing a lot to like carry it and make it feel like kind of special to me.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I have to say. That's all I've been fucking watching. That's the only thing I'm watching this season. And like this season's almost over. I'm like in the rush to like catch up to it before the last episode comes out this Thursday. So like, I mean, it'll be out by the time this episode is out. Maybe I'll follow up on that like next week, or maybe I won't. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know. That's that. Do you want to get into Naruto?
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about Naruto, a show we loved this week.
Let's talk about our favorite show, Naruto. Episode 167, When Egrets Flap Their Wings. Chishima follows Naruto into the building and finds a trap door full of rushing water. He leans down to get a closer look and just falls right in. He watches up at the lake in time to see Naruto get pulled under. Chishima snaps him out of it and he escapes. But Moso still has Toki and reveals his true form, a different guy named Hoki. Chishima gets stabbed and Toki is pretty messed up about it. Naruto's pretty messed up about it too, but gets thrown into drowning. The rest of the Leaf Ninja fight off Hoki's goons and chase after Naruto. With everything falling apart, Toki is ready to let Hoki kill her, but Naruto gets drowning visited by the spirit of Sagi, begging him to save her sister. So Naruto leaps out of the water for a fight.
Right, so we started this episode and like Naruto has been like moved like very far away from the rest of the cast. He's been like put sort of into like the isolation chamber of the like the the arc original characters, while like everybody else just having like a pretty bland fight in a courtyard. And so in keeping with that, we like open up the episode and like you said, Chishima is just sort of like wandering around, just fucking like has his ass fall into some water. Just also gets rushed off to like where the fight is. We need to get him over there. He's very important. He needs to save Naruto. Who like I think it's probably good that Naruto doesn't deal with people using genjutsu that often, because he's just fucking lost in it here, right? He's just like looking at like a still image of like 3 people he sort of knows as kids, like standing there and smiling, and he's like, "Whoa, this is so nice. I'm just gonna stand here forever."
I'm just gonna stand here and only think about this. Why is the water? Why is it wet? Doesn't matter. But fortunately, like Chishima is here. He's yelled that actually Naruto's getting pulled underwater. So we break out of that situation. We resolve the previous episode's cliffhanger, and then it's time to like sort of like fight around the fact that, oh shit, Moso or like Hoki, he has Toki in a boat. They gotta go get her or whatever. And it's just like the progression of action to be like building up to this point of like things looking desperate feels really like, it just feels kind of silly. Like it just feels very like you didn't need to do that when Chishima like jumps in front of like 3 shuriken to like prevent Naruto from getting hit. Like he would have been fine. Yeah, like Naruto's. Like, Naruto takes 3 shuriken to the chest, like, for fun.
Right, like, it just feels like it gets played for, like, all of this drama, but it's, like, such a, like it doesn't feel like anything, right? And it doesn't feel like, oh, shit, like, oh, Chishima saved Naruto. I was like, oh, Chishima, like, took an attack for some reason. He could, it would have been fine if he just, like part of this is just like the way that like Naruto treats projectiles. When like somebody gets hit by like a normal amount of like shuriken that somebody throws, it's like that doesn't mean anything. That's just not. It's not gonna. You're not gonna get anywhere, right? Like it's. There's the whole like language of the show, like preventing this from feeling like a big dramatic moment as everybody goes. They're like, no, Chishima. Oh my god, you were my best friend. You like totally had feelings for that girl, right? You love ramen, right?
Yeah. So sad.
So sad.
Too bad he dies. Too bad he's stabbed to death forever.
But he's stabbed to death forever. Also, like, I'm so like uncompelled by like the like, oh, Chishima totally likes Toki like angle.
Yeah, who fucking cares? Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's like so like
that's like not part of it. They're like friends in the same way that like, you know, he and Sagi were, but like it doesn't fucking matter. It's not about that. Stop trying to make it about that.
Right, and it feels like, I mean, like, we talked about this a little bit previously about how much Toki gets put into fucking girl box, like, instantaneously, where, like, Chishima's like, oh, this girl who I thought was dead for, like, the last, several years is alive, and I'm in love with her. But I wasn't, when I thought it was the boy one who was alive.
Yeah. Cries.
Why are you crying?
Is Naruto bad?
Oh, yeah, it's not great. It's not the best. Yeah, no, we cut back over to the courtyard. The fight is continuing to not be, like, particularly striking again. Like, it is just, like, okay, Neji and Tenten are, like, they're just knocking out goons. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Kakashi, like, fights the other, like, named guy from, like, the...
Yeah, the twink from the monkeys.
Yeah, and like it's just so like disinterested in trying to like make this seem like anything that like he literally like gets like defeated instantly by falling for substitution jutsu, and Kashi's like, you fucking idiot, I wouldn't ever use my Sharingan against a sucker like you. And then that's I don't know why the fucking other guy wasn't leading these fucking clowns, because he's the only guy who seemed to like be capable of doing like anything at all. You know, the guy turned into rocks or whatever, right?
Yeah, the rocks guy.
Rocks guy.
Rest in peace, rocks guy.
Yeah. I don't know. They feel those guys are gonna go like catch up with Naruto, but like obviously not before like Naruto, you know, resolves it, because like he's in the fucking like final confrontation dimension here. You know, he's getting pushed underwater. He's seeing a ghost, whatever. I don't know. Do you have anything do you want to say about that? Like,
I don't know. It's ghosts.
Yeah, it's ghosts.
Ghosts are just real.
Ghosts are real. Like I'm just like, should I like say something about what happens here? But like, it's not like a particularly like exciting like sequence of events. Like he goes and gets the vision, like, oh, tell my sister to live and be happy instead of like seeking revenge. You're so right, Naruto. Go tell her how right you are. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then, you know, we cut to the next half of the episode where you know, Naruto's going to tell her how right he is, and then do the fight.
Yeah. Alright, well, hey. Naruto decks Hoki and tells Toki about his vision, and how her sister wanted to forget about revenge and live true to herself alongside her responsibility to the land of birds. Naruto barks at Hoki and they do clones at each other. Naruto wins at clones and hits him with the Uzumaki Barrage, killing him forever. Toki goes to cry at Chishima, so he wakes up alive. Toki checks the watch and it's ticking again because she's not hung up on revenge. And the rest of the Leaf Ninja catch up to them to wrap up the mission. Toki reintroduces herself in court or whatever, and everyone agrees to make her the feudal lord. The Leaf Ninja head out, and Neji says he saw that ghost reveal with his wizard eyes to freak Naruto out.
Okay. Yeah, so, you know, Naruto comes back out of the water, he, like, punches Toki out of the boat, so he can, like, talk to Toki a bit and be like, hey, you know, don't worry, I saw your, like, I saw your ghost sibling, I just so you know, I was right about everything. Also, Hoki, fuck you. You see, the country is good because these three children were nice to each other, not because of whatever you're doing. You know, it's a very like pat, like, all right, Naruto is like giving his like speech about the ideals here, but like, we just don't have it. Like, it's another instance where we just don't have a sense of like what this country is like. So any like bold proclamations along those lines, like, they don't mean anything to us. Like, I don't know what the fucking Land of Birds is like. I don't know what the governance in the Land of Birds is like. I don't know what, like, I don't know how, like, 3 children, like, being friends with each other, like, like, in the past reflects on, like, what those policies are. But, like, you know, it's the final word on these things, basically. It's Naruto Barkies.
Yeah, Naruto Barkies. The like psychological technology of like understanding Naruto as a dog boy that does Naruto Barkies is so strong.
Right. I mean, like, there's going to be like stuff like later in like, you know, Shippuden where like Naruto is going to like be gradually like evolving his understanding of the world and like what he needs to do in it or whatever, right? But like right here it's like, okay, well, Naruto knows that, you know, Naruto has these like general ideas about like not giving up and knowing that revenge is bad and like so on that he sort of picked up here, and he's just kind of like wandered into a situation and bark until he's right.
Yep.
And it's never the most I don't know, like it's never the most compelling expression of those ideas, I think. And I just kind of wish we could like I kind of wish that when Naruto was like, you know, saying everything here, like if it could feel a little more specific. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, they do a clone fight, you know, fucking Naruto does shadow clones, fucking Hoki is like, I'm doing shadow clones, but he's not doing shadow clones, you know, classic Hoki shit, whatever.
Yeah, he's doing something else which would be like fine as a technique on its own if he just wasn't a bitch about it, right? Like he keeps doing this.
Right. I bet, like, you know, he's like, he hits a couple of shadow clones until one of them doesn't immediately dissipate, and he's like, haha, you fucking idiot, I killed the real you instantly, and then that one poofs and he gets the shit beat out of him and he dies.
Right.
He doesn't die. He very pointedly doesn't die, so Naruto could have his like thing about breaking the cycle of revenge, right? He's like, yeah, but like it's like the execution of it that always fucking sucks, because it's like, no, don't like do this instantaneous act of like violence and kill this guy and like continue the cycle of resentment. You have to put him in jail where you can enact state violence on him forever for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You have to make sure he has a really severe sentence, okay?
Don't worry, he'll be in jail forever. Good thing you didn't kill him, though. Revenge is bad.
God. Like, it's just not, you know, it's just not what I like to see. It's just not a satisfying execution of, like, these ideas, right? Like, I get how you, like, could want a story about, like, a character making the personal call to, like, not kill somebody as, like, you know, something that, like, matters to them. But, like, you either need to be, like, more aware that, like, deferral of, like, the type of violence is, like, something that is, like, personal. Or you need to, like, have an alternative to killing them that isn't just, like, you know, like a different evil thing you could do to somebody.
Right.
Like, you know, to Naruto's credit, like, I guess I'll be curious to see how the whole, like, revenge and everything stuff plays out. But, like, ultimately, like, you know, Naruto doesn't end with a bunch of people going to jail or whatever, right? Like, you know, like, Orochimaru is just out there. So, like, I guess I'll see how that, like, factors into the broader thematic expressions of that stuff. That, like, you know, a bunch of the problems guys get to just hang out. Like, you know, in, like, 5 years or whatever, when we're done with this podcast. We're done with the Naruto Shippuden part of this podcast anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so there's some, like, props tentatively given to Naruto until we can say otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toki realizes that she can be transgender and have responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everybody's like, fuck yeah, that's great. It's like, it's so... Like on the one hand, like, the outfit she is here in the episode, it doesn't, like, feel, like, too, like, severely out of line with, like, some of the aesthetics, like, the arc is pulling on. But also, it still feels very much like when she's got the, like, big, fancy, colorful dress on, her makeup on, it's like they've just covered, like, her inside. It's like, don't worry, she's a girl, she's a cis girl, she's a normal girl.
Right.
That is lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's like, okay, we put a bow on this, we can head out, and as they're leaving, you know, Neji's talking about, like, Yeah, that first time we encountered the fucking like ghost samurai thing, the cursed warrior, right? Like, and I saw that it wasn't anybody in the armor. We never learned what was up with that. My fucking wizard eyes are telling me that ghosts are real, and like Naruto's freaked out about it. You said this in your summary, right?
Yeah.
The thing that gets me about this is that it's like okay, like on the one hand, this like tidies up the thing of like, oh hey, why didn't Neji like see that there was like a kite like making the cursed warrior fly around or whatever? But on the other hand, it's like this weird like destabilizing thing to put at the end of your like fucking Scooby-Doo mystery arc to be like, oh yeah, they like never encountered the guy in a costume causing the problem in the first place. Like at no point did they encounter the actual like at no point did they encounter like Toki doing like cursed warrior shit in the cursed warrior armor. Right. Before they knew what was up. Like we avoided the Neji is going to instantly solve the like mystery with his wizard eyes power by simply making him never encounter the mystery.
Which is funnily enough what we suggested.
Yeah.
I mean, manifested differently, right? But like,
right, like manifested in a way that like still like maintains the formula of like, oh, the characters like encountered some like mysterious events that like they can then find the explanations of. Yeah. It's weird. Whatever. I don't. Do you have anything else to say about this one?
No, not really.
Okay, not really. Okay. Well, hey, don't worry. Next week on episode we'll have even less to say about.
Wahoo! Episode 168. Mix it, stretch it, boil it up. Burn, copper pot, burn. Sorry, everyone. Naruto and Choji got to get some ramen, but Ichiraku is closed for the day. Choji smells ramen, so they sneak in. Teiuchi offers them a bowl of the new shit, and Choji decides the soup rules, but the noodles are lacking. And Teiuchi bemoans his swollen old man hands for being too unpaid to push his noodle recipe any further. Also, Ayame got kidnapped by ninja chefs after his phantom recipe. He doesn't know what that's supposed to mean, though, so he's just going to show up with some extra good ramen. If only he had good, strong, capable, youthful hands that could make noodles good. The kids do the noodles for him and win the girl back or whatever. The rest of the episode is an awful fat joke followed by the release of new diet ramen that all the girls in the show literally line up for.
Fucking sucks. Bad
Awful.
episode. Bad episode. Right?
Not
like,
a good one.
Not a good one, right? Like like. Okay, here's like. So something nice to say about this episode, with a bit of a caveat. Like, I think it's obnoxious that Choji is like by default the only character who gets to care about food or whatever because he's the fat one. But, like, the interactions between him and Naruto as they're, like, going to get ramen are, like, kind of cute, right? Like, I do like the interplay between Naruto being the guy who's like, oh shit, I want to, like, just dig in and, like, instantly wolf down this bowl of ramen, and Choji being like, no, there's, like, a ritual. You have to, like...
Right, right. I don't disagree. Like, I do like the, like, way that the episode was framed, like, early on is, like, oh, we're doing this, like, you know, Naruto's a show where the kid, like, eats a lot of ramen, so we're gonna, like, have this, like, cute little, like, deep dive into, like, ramen, and, like, talk about, like, how you're supposed to, like, eat it properly, and, like, you know, go into, like, the different, like, components that make up, like, a bowl of ramen, and, like, how those components, like, can, like, change and, like, be adjusted to, like, make ramen different, right? You know, and then the rest of the show happened.
Right. The rest of the show is, like, it's like this...
I also just wish instead of going with Choji there, it was like Teiuchi just sitting Naruto down and being like, hey, you're in here all the time. Like, I'm basically like a cool uncle to you. Like, I need you to like... I need to like share this thing that like I actually care about with you because like, you know, you appreciate it so much.
Right, yeah. If it was like, hey, I'm going to show you like the real shit. I'm going to show you like, you know... I know a lot of time you're just like a hungry kid who like gets treated to ramen and you just fucking go for it, and that's like influenced the way you like interact with food in your life because like nobody's fucking looking after you. But like, here I'm like giving you some ramen, and I'm going to like I'm gonna like show you like how like really get the most of that experience, right? That could be like sweet if it like, you know, focused on like this like relationship that Naruto has with this guy, right? Like that could be like a cute thing. Honestly, I'm kind of sad about like the missed opportunity for that.
Right.
Now that you mention it. But yeah, then we get into the actual like stuff happening, and it just like at its like once the like plot of the episode starts, at its best, it is like this really like thin, flat, like, okay, we're going to like introduce like a sequence of challenges that like of like low stakes challenges that the characters who are in this episode can resolve with their like specific powers that they have or whatever, right? Like eventually Naruto's going to like mix the dough really good, so he's going to like do a Rasengan at it, which like I'm skeptical of. I think
I feel like that's just a way to get flour everywhere.
Right. I feel like maybe he's like doing like a special like weak Rasengan. He gives it like a specific name. He calls it like Ichiraku style Rasengan or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Ichiraku version. But like I don't know. Like Sakura has like her super strength again. We're still going with that. Like there's this bit where like Naruto where like Naruto is like doing some like dumb shit where he's like shaping the like dough into Kakashi, and she like punches and he goes flying off, and he's like, Sakura, you can never control your like super strength that you have, as if that's just like something that everybody knows about Sakura and has been true the whole time.
Right. I fucking wish it was.
Right? Like, could you imagine if that was just like an element they introduced to Sakura as like she was as we were like going to this anime original stuff where it's like, oh yeah, she's like doing the Tsunade training, so she's learning how to like punch really good, and like maybe there's like some element of like, okay, like to be able to get it, so you need to like constantly be like, channeling your chakra through this way, and so she like has this like, as she's like training, she has this added aspect of like, okay, sometimes she doesn't know her own strength because she's not used to like her fucking like super chakra power, and she's like breaking shit by accident.
It'd be cute.
It'd be cute. But they don't do that. So what we get is like this episode where somebody's like, oh man, Naruto, there's no way you're going to be able to carry lots of bowls of ramen at once. There's just no ability in the world that can do such a thing.
Right. There's literally a part that's just like, to defeat this challenge, to really prove that you win, you have to deliver everyone's bowl at the same time. But there's only like 5 of you there. It's just like, oh my god.
Right? Like, how is this where we're at? How is this like...
It's like, wow. Now, to defeat this next challenge, you'll have to defeat me, the big spider with the yellow eyeball. You there, Archer Boy. You couldn't possibly handle me.
God. Yeah, and then like, by the end of the episode, right? Like, any, like...
I mean, we just don't even have to talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. It's just bad. Like, it's just not good.
It's just not good. Yeah, it's just like... It's just egregiously fatphobic. It's just very, like literally, like, so camera pans over to, like, a character who is fat now because she ate too much and plays pig noises kind of shit, right? Like, it's just,
right.
like paired with, like, there's a later bit where, like, oh, Ichiraku ate too much of his diet ramen, now he is skinny, and everybody's aghast at that. Okay, thank you for spelling out, like, this specific, like... Thank you for spelling out, like, specific standards you are, like, placing on the table here in terms of, like, what is, like, an acceptable mode of, like, physical existence along gendered lines. I really appreciate it. I really, like... It sucks. It's
really, really rough.
That's no good. It's no good.
I didn't appreciate it, not one bit.
No. Yeah. This was bad. I want to move on. I want to fucking get out of here.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Episode 169, Remembrance, The Lost Page. Anko has some Orochimaru nightmares, and Naruto runs into Sakura and Ino on a date. Shino pops in to fetch Ino and Naruto for a mission, while Tsunade briefs Anko about a monster sinking ships in the land of sea. They head out, and the kids all assume it's shinobi activity with monstery genjutsu. Tsunade fills Shizune in on Anko's past with Orochimaru, and now we probably locked off a bunch of her memories, while Anko has a panic attack-induced curse mark pain flare-up at a memory-locked familiar landmark.
God, I think this episode winds up being like a really interesting barometer for like where I'm at with the experience of like watching Naruto thus far. Mm-hmm. Because in this episode there's like storyboarded and directed by Toshi Nidome, and like the animation director is Masaru Hyodo, who are like, you know, I think I've talked about them a few times as like people who like generally solid work, but like, you know, I don't usually like shout out unless there's like something like especially interesting going on in like an episode that they worked on, right? Like, I mean, I talk about with like Toshi Nidome, I've like talked a bit about like there are often like some kind of like they're like some like digital editing tricks that like poke into like the episodes that he like with storyboards and tracks or whatever, right? Sorry, Hyodo is like, yeah, I mean, like there's just like a general like solidness and like sense of like, you know, these characters are like on model and they like move all right or whatever, right? But like I got to this episode and like after like the way the show has been, like in the last stretch, it just felt like this huge breath of fresh air as it's just like consistently like pretty visually competent, like there's a little more involved composite than usual. There's like some nice energy, like there's scenes where characters are talking and they're like moving out around and like moding in like fun ways. There's like a little bit of like playful like presentation and like some conversations. It's just like, yeah, this is like just like, wow, this is great. And like what it really is it's like pretty normal, right? But Naruto is like kind of bad a lot of the time recently.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree with your judgment of this being a breath of fresh air. Like, visually and everything.
Yeah, how are you feeling about like the narrative setup we're getting here? I'm curious. Like, how is that landing for you?
I'm feeling pretty good about it so far, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the first episode, and like, what's going to be how many episodes?
Like 5 or 6. I don't remember off the top.
Yeah. Like one of the longer ones, and like it's about like Anko and like Orochimaru and stuff, and just like
right, like it is like, oh hey, we're like pulling on like specific like pieces that have been laying around, and like we're gonna do like an Anko story, right? And like I remember liking this the last time I watched Naruto. I don't know how I'll feel about it this time, right? Like I mean, but I remember being like, oh wow, it was like cool that we got this Anko story, and like I remember being like fairly satisfied with like the way it engaged like with her as a character, right? Which is always like, it always winds up being this kind of like uncertain thing where I'm not sure exactly like how to like how to like balance what I want, right? Because like on the one hand, like when I think about Anko as a character, I want to be like taking like seriously the fact like, oh, she was like a kid in the system that's just like, hey, we're gonna like shuffle you off to like, like maybe your parents are dead, or like maybe they're alive, but like there's not gonna be your life anymore now that you've like taken on your fucking like child soldier job. But like we're like shuffling you off to like be in the care of like, here is like to be in the care of like an adult with like pretty iffy oversight, right? And like she winds up being like pretty fucked up about that. Like I think that is like an interesting place for her character to be. I think it like puts her like in an interesting position in regards to like what she feels about the village and her own past. But it's also like when it comes to like, oh, Orochimaru specifically is the one who was a problem, there's always a sense of like, I get hesitant when we move too far in that direction because of the specifically like often like homophobic and transphobic coding that comes up with a specific way that like Orochimaru is positioned as a threat.
Yeah.
So like I'm like there's a little bit of trepidation, but also there's a lot of like I just hope they like manage to like dig into like Anko as a character, because I know in like the stuff that like originates from the manga, we're not getting that. Yeah, so we from like seeing Anko like having a bad time, we like cut over to Naruto. He's like doing his morning. He's like heading out to the village. He's like running into like a few other characters. He's running into like Ino and Sakura, and like you're just complaining about how like complaining about like if he doesn't have like a training partner, she has to like work at the shop because she doesn't have jutsu she can practice alone, which like I guess makes sense given what jutsu is. And all the fucking everybody else is off on their mission, and it's like I kind of like setting the stage for like the way that the group of characters we like bring together for this mission, right, is like, oh, here's the guys who are around, which I think is like interesting, I guess, and sort of like how we're like setting up the dramatic setup for it here, right? Like of just like, oh, here's like here are the Genin who are free. We're gonna have like an Ino and Shino and Naruto mission like under Anko supervision because that's who's available right now.
God, can you imagine if they like had Sakura around as much as Naruto in this like, oh, there's like Sasuke's gone now, and so like the teams are all kind of like oddly numbered and like broken up, and so like here's this like stretch of the show where like everyone's going off and doing like little mixed team missions, and like we just got to see like Sakura and like a couple people do a mission. Right, that would be like so cool.
The Sakura, and Shino mission would be very strong,
right?
No, we don't get that. Sakura is staying back in the village. She's got training to do or whatever. I'm curious if we're going to get like Sakura going on a mission again at any point.
Like probably not, right?
Or if she just gets like pulled in when they're doing like joke episodes, and then like shows up at the beginning of each arc to be like, yeah, I can't come with.
Yeah.
But like I'm like to the point of like this sort of like awkward team stuff. But I think it is like I am interested to see if they like go anywhere with it and like try to like play on the idea of this being like a kind of awkward team that has to like figure out how to work together in like a mission, or if they just kind of like do nothing with it, right? Like I guess at the very least, it can't be worse as like missions where they're like, oh, we've assembled this specific team, and then like none of the characters do anything,
Right.
But like it would be cool if they like use the characters who are here on purpose. That'd be neat. I do think it is fun that we get the framing of like Tsunade is like fronting like, yeah, I like look at who I've like assembled a specific team for this, and like she's just like, you're full of shit. Yeah. You're just fucking with them, and Tsunade starts laughing about it. Tsunade and Shizune are like art in this episode a lot, but they're like great here.
Yeah, I love Shizune's little like shadow puppet.
Right. And she's gonna like explaining how the pirate ships are getting attacked. She has like the shadow puppets of like the sea monster attacking the boat, and then she like pulls like she like comes up from behind it and like there's like this dorky smile. It's like really cute.
Yeah,
it's like it's just. I like them kind of like talking through their like they're like misgiving and feeling like okay, but like how it's like kind of weird to be like sending Anko out on this mission when it's like like she seems kind of fucked up about being asked to go, but also like isn't gonna say no, right? Like I like at the very least, like in this like setup, it's like pulling on the like it's putting Anko in like an interesting position, and like I'm curious to see if that like leads to like her getting to like exist dramatically in this arc, or if it is like an excuse to have like a Jonin instructor who is like too traumatized to participate in the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like who knows? I would like to believe, but like it's Naruto at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the last thing I'll talk about like in terms of this mission briefing is like, and this is like some. This is like some wide-reaching, like overthinking the like state of the world in Naruto stuff, but like the land they're going to, the land of sea, is like they're talking about how like they are like working with the like land of water or whatever, right? And they generally are relying on them for like military protection or whatever, but like the money they usually send got like intercepted, and so they can't be like, hey, can we like go and pay the fucking like hidden mist to like go get their money back for us, right? So they like pull him the leaf or whatever, right? The thing that winds up being interesting to me about this is that the Land of Sea is like one of the few like anime original arc countries that gets brought up again later. Like way later in like Boruto, there's like a bit where like there's like I forget if it's like the Mizukage or like the feudal lord of Land of Water, but like they're talking about how like the Land of Water is being like being put under economic pressure by like the like growth and expansion of both the Land of Waves and the Land of Sea, which are like two different neighboring countries that like the Leaf has sent guys out to like help stabilize and like form connections with, which is like interesting to me, even if Naruto is like never going to be about like the Leaf performing this like trying to like set up like economic pressures on like somebody that's ostensibly their ally during peacetime, right? But I'm just thinking about it, because I don't know. That's just where my brain goes sometimes. Do you have anything else you want to say about this half of the episode?
No, not really.
Okay.
Anko sends the kids ahead to figure out a boat while she takes a breather and tends to her situation. She stumbles across a dock and has a vivid flashback of her being here as a child with Orochimaru. Back in town, the kids see a bandage girl severely shorted for the fish she caught, so Ino steps in to defend her. The girl takes off, and the fish buying guy explains how the girl is an outcast from our island because she was taken by spirits. One day, a bunch of people disappeared, and she was the only one to come back, but she's different now. The girl is walking home with groceries and gets jumped by a couple of apple steppers. Naruto steps in to chase the guys off and talk to her, but she sees that he's a ninja and takes off. The kids get a boat, and Anko shows up to head out. On the water, they get attacked by some guys. And Naruto is knocked out under the water, but saved by the outcast girl.
Yeah, so they show up in the Land of in the Land of Sea. Sorry, I was like thinking about the different countries, and I'm like getting like tripped up on the fact that there's like
There's so many water ones, huh?
There's so many water ones, right? Or like at the very least, there's like the water ones are like more regularly like pulling on the fact that they're the water ones rather than being like, we have this thing going on in here.
I guess it makes sense that there would be a bunch of the water ones too, right? Because like if you think about a landmass, like the coastline's pretty big.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They show up there and like Anko is like, okay, I need to like fucking step out for a bit. You guys go find a boat. I'm gonna go like stop having a panic attack. I think it's like I think it winds up being kind of interesting that the like as she like runs off and like is having flashbacks. Like the thing that happens is like this sense like there's like vision of this moment where where she was very like interested in like Orochimaru's approval and like like trusted him and like believed in him, right? Like it's like I think it's like if they're going to be doing something with this, I think it is like worth taking the time to like show Anko like having had at one point like an understanding of like the relationship between her and Orochimaru that like afforded for that sense of like, oh, maybe we care about each other, and not just like, oh, she just has like flashbacks to being science tortured the entire time, the whole arc, right?
Yeah.
She steps out for a while. The kids like encounter like the new like bandaged mystery girl for the arc. If I had like more confidence in like Naruto's ability to be like doing stuff with like its characters in these like anime original arcs, like if I was like, if we had like previously like gotten arcs that like spotlighted like the contrast between characters in interesting ways, like I would be like very ready to be like, oh, I think it's like really interesting that like we see like stepping in like we see being the one to like step in when like the girl's being shorted for like the fish she is selling, because she like has this sense of like what she has this like of what like proper thing to do in that situation is, and like what like like how to like conduct herself in that manner, right? But then like gets kind of like talked down from like following further as the guy is like, yeah, I don't know, like she's like kind of weird, her vibes are kind of bad, right? And like Naruto is like somebody who like wouldn't have noticed that was up, but then like does wind up like running off after her when like he sees her leave, like having heard all of that, right? Like I think that like like I would like, and like even right now I would like to believe like, oh, maybe we're like doing something, like maybe we're like pushing like conflict and contrast between these two characters and like trying to use them to like fill out this arc in an interesting way, but it's just like it feels hard to have that faith right now, like given where the show has been for the last 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Naruto runs off her. She's been like menaced by two guys who are I don't think I would have necessarily immediately picked up on this if I didn't already know it, but these are like the two other guys from Kabuto's team in the Chunin exams. They're like super different now. Fucking the like chakra second guy looks like fucking Bato from Ghost of the Shell in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
And the stretchy limbs guy like has his like you can see his like hair and shit, right? And also his limbs are way stretchier.
Well, he did like get very, very injured, didn't he? Didn't he like die? Wasn't he killed?
I don't think he was killed. No. Maybe
who got him? Was it?
It was Kabuto, not Kankuro.
It was Kankuro. Kankuro like snapped his neck. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, no. Wait, no. Kankuro's like Kankuro got like fake neck snapped, right?
Right. Oh,
yeah. And then like the arms like wrapped around him and like fucking. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happens. Like.
I feel like that guy mega died.
Like, I don't think Kankuro bust out, like, the arm, like, buzzsaw blades at that moment, but I'm thinking about how he has the arm buzzsaw blades. It's like, maybe that guy mega died? But, like, he's here now.
Okay.
He's fine.
Finds that fight. Fucking sees that guy mega die.
Are you doing that right now? Do you want me to, like, wait to...
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you a moment to like locate that.
Oh my god. This is actually beautiful.
What's up?
Hold on. You said he was stretchier now?
Yeah.
But if your bones are all crushed, just think how much more flexible you'll be.
When he's explaining his ability, he's like, yeah, I can like make my joints weird and I can wrap around you all and you know, get you like in like, you know, fucking like I can lock you down a way I couldn't with a normal body or whatever. And now he's just got like fucking super whip arms that he's like making like several times longer than his body. So
yeah, well, I mean, we did find out that Kankuro did turn his bones into powder, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, he's just gotten good at like moving with powder bones.
Yeah, he's like Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, from Time Prison.
Yeah.
You know, they like leave when Naruto shows up, and like she notices that Naruto's a ninja, and then she runs off to you know show up again at the end of the episode to like save Naruto or whatever. Not a lot to say about that right now. Whatever, this is just the early arc setup. I'm not going to be like, I don't feel like speculating. I'm just like, yeah, they'll tell us what's up.
Yeah, right. And then I don't know, it's night now, and then they go and do the boat stuff. And
they go and do the boat stuff, and they get attacked on the boat. By those fucking guys again.
By those fucking guys again, with the powers that we talked about.
Yeah. Naruto summons fucking Kamakichi and Kamatatsu again, and they're like, we can't fucking do anything here, asshole. This is salt water. We're bad with that. And they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Do they just like really like having those fucking voice actors in the studio? Like, what's up? Why do they keep bringing Kamakichi and Kamatatsu back?
I don't know. Maybe... I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm not expecting you to have an answer. I'm just like surprised by how regular it is. You know, the fight is like totally fine. It like totally works. Like it's like another moment of like, it's like another moment of like, yeah, like, this isn't like super exceptional or whatever, but like, you know, it like reads cleanly, like it moves pretty good, right? Like, you know, there's a bit where like Anko does like a big fireball that like cascades across the surface of the water ball. Like the actual like shapes of the fire are pretty appealing, even if there's like a really ugly like digital effect over top of it that really obscures a lot of the actual like, you know, whatever was like drawn on the cell, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know. Like it was just like, yeah, hey, this is an episode that just like works pretty well the whole way through. You know, I'm like interested to see where it's going. My hopes are like a little bit like counterbalanced by the way the show has been going, but like, you know, I'm excited. I hope we have like an arc that we just like feel pretty good about, that like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I do too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about?
Not that I can really think about. I don't know. That's basically it.
All right, hell yeah. What are we watching next week?
Next week we're watching episodes 170, 171, and 172 of Naruto.
Nice. And if you can't wait, you can catch our show up to a week early on our Patreon. Patreon.com/Konoha Crush, all one word, Konoha Crush. You know, there, through $3 a month, you get access to episodes up to a week early. And for $5, you get access to our bonus show, Narukai Uzumaki. Sometimes.
Sorry about the Log Horizon episode that we didn't wind up making, because I finished the show and then we weren't able to record for 3 weeks, and in the 3 weeks since I finished the show I realized I hadn't thought about it once and barely remembered it, and then I just kind of fumbled through half of a recording before we went like, let's not release this one. This isn't any good.
It wasn't any good.
It wasn't any good.
The show was like watchable but fine, and like not very good.
Yeah, and like it was like I could have had like if I could talk about it if it was like in my mind fresher, but like I didn't want to like watch the thing again at like 2 times speed to like be able to make the episode.
Right.
I don't know. We'll figure out what we're doing next. I'm very sorry about that one.
I kind of just want to like keep doing Sword Art Online until we're done with doing Sword Art Online.
Yeah, do you want to do more Sword Art Online next? Do you want to just like keep
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do fucking the 2 seasons of like Alicization or whatever, and we do the fucking progressive movies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, not all at once. God no, that'd be like
no, I would die. I would explode and die forever.
Right,
that would be the end.
There's like 50 episodes of anime and like 2 movies or whatever in one episode of the podcast. Fuck that.
No.
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that, like, you know, not on recording.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. While we're still on the Patreon, let's talk about our joining tier patrons. Izzy and wife of the show, Rife. Check out their streams at twitch.tv/Skater, all one word, Skater. You And hey, if you want a shout out at the end of the episode, it's just like 20. Like, how much is it? Like $20?
$20 a month. I mean, I get how that's gonna be like a steep ask. I don't think I give $20
Right.
a month to any Patreon. It's,
No.
but like, hey, if you can,
But like, we say your name and like we'll even like fucking shill some shit for you if you're like reasonable and cool enough about it, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, and then I don't know, what else do we do? I stream on Twitch, you stream on Twitch.
Yeah. Want to say our Twitch channels?
Yeah, on the count of 3. Okay, 1,
No.
2. Yeah, you can find me over at twitch.tv/GuinevereTeef. That's GuinevereTeef.
Yeah, and you can find me on twitch.tv/VerdictVelvet.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else to say? Did I miss anything?
That's probably everything.
All right, fuck yeah. Well, later, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
All right. Stay safe. And remember, there is no such thing as filler.